Hey guys, it's me, Kevin, and today I'm doing the AFL Tipping for round 6. To start off the week, we head to Etihad Stadium where the Bulldogs host Carlton. It's a hard one to tip. Both of them are at similar levels. Western Bulldogs, they've only won one match, whilst Carlton, they've lost all 5 so far. But because it's at Etihad Stadium and the Bulldogs play more games at Etihad compared to Carlton, I'm going to be tipping the Bulldogs. Although I honestly think it'll be a very tight match. On a Saturday afternoon at GMHBA Stadium, Geelong hosts Sydney. There's a few things I've got to go on about this. 1. Sydney have Lance Franklin and Dan Hanbury out. 2. Sydney lost last week and in round 2 at their home ground. And they almost lost to round 4 against the Bulldogs, who have only won one match, by the way. I mean, they won Sydney that game, but it was only just. I don't think I have much else to say on Sydney's behalf. Geelong. Even though they lost round 2 and 3, they're by less than 3 goals. And they've won round 1, 4 and 5 pretty much convincingly. Okay, not round 1, sorry. I forgot about that. But round 4 and 5, they've won convincingly. Also, it's at GMHBA Stadium. It's hard to defeat Geelong over there, so I'm going to be tipping Geelong for those reasons. On a Saturday afternoon at Etihad Stadium, North Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. The safe option is to tip Port Adelaide, but I'm actually tipping North Melbourne. The reason is because Port Adelaide have lost the last 2 weeks, despite winning their first 3 matches. But in saying that, their third win, which was against Brisbane, was only by less than a goal, and that was at Port Adelaide's home ground, so they almost gave that away. So really, they only won 2 games convincingly. North Melbourne, well, they're on a winning streak right now. They've won their last 2 matches pretty convincingly. And also round 2 as well. Round 3, they gave it a good shot as well. And round 1, they only lost by about 2 or 3 goals, so really, for those reasons, I'm tipping North Melbourne. In addition, it's at Etihad, and you know what happened last time when Port Adelaide played at Etihad 2 weeks ago against Essendon, so I'm tipping North Melbourne. On a Saturday twilight at Spotless Stadium, the first game of the year at Spotless, GWS versus Brisbane. Well, Brisbane still winless after 5 rounds. GWS, well, it's a little bit of a worry, but I think GWS will come with a good response. And it's at Spotless, so you'd expect the Giants to win there. On Saturday night, we head to University of Tasmania Stadium, which is in Launceston. Hawthorn versus St Kilda. I'm going to be tipping Hawthorn. I know St Kilda had the draw last week, Hawthorn lost, but the reason why I'm going to be tipping Hawthorn is because, well, essentially they have a very good win-loss record there. They've won most of them in... they've only lost 1 game last year. Andrew won the year before, and then the year before that they won all 4. The year before that they won all 4 as well. I'm not going to go back a long way, but they've won quite a few there. A lot of them, actually, and they've been playing there since 2001, 4 matches a year, so I'm going to be tipping Hawthorn. Also on a Saturday night at Adelaide Oval, Adelaide versus Gold Coast. Geez, Adelaide. To win against Sydney at the SCG on a Friday night, that had to take quite a lot of skill. So, I'm going to be tipping Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. Also with Gold Coast, well, they're going to start to get tired because they've been all over the place. They have not played at their home ground yet. I mean, they had to go all the way up to Cairns, then to Melbourne, went to Perth for 2 weeks, and now to Brisbane. So now they're going to Adelaide. Well, I mean, and they're also going to be tired from that hard match against Brisbane last week. I mean, only just won that by 5 points. So I'm going to be tipping Adelaide. On Sunday afternoon at Etihad Stadium, Essendon host Melbourne. Well, Essendon have a 4-day break, Melbourne have a 5-day break, and they both lost their respective Anzac matches. But I'll be tipping Melbourne because they have a 5-day break, and obviously that's longer than a 4-day break. So only for that reason, I'm going to be tipping Melbourne, since they have the extra day rest. On a Sunday afternoon at the MCG, Collingwood versus Richmond. I'm going to be tipping Richmond. Obviously, they're at the top of the ladder. And also, Collingwood only have a 4-day break compared to Richmond's 5-day break, so I'm going to be tipping Richmond for that reason. On a Sunday afternoon as well, at Optus Stadium, this is a big one. Fremantle versus West Coast. Well, they're pretty even at the moment. I mean, Fremantle have not... I mean, both teams have good reasons to tip them. I mean, Fremantle have not lost at Optus Stadium yet, and West Coast have won 4 in a row. I'm going to be tipping West Coast, though, because, well, they've got the momentum at the moment. They've won 4 in a row. And also, well, I mean, they came off a big win last week, so they should be running with momentum. Fremantle will, however, give West Coast a huge challenge, but I think it'll be a very close one, with West Coast edging out the win. So, to recap my tips, I'm tipping Western Bulldogs, North Melbourne, Geelong, GWS, Hawthorn, Adelaide, Melbourne, Richmond, and West Coast. I hope that helped you with your tippings, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.